surprised if I start out boxing. He does have a very good jab. It may not lead to an early knockout, but it could put Briggs in a position for a knockout. Liakhovich, big, tall. He doesn't do one thing super great, but he does a lot of things really well. Typically not a fast starter, but he says he's ready for anything. And the crowd already growing anxious. 30 seconds in.
Well, he's a very consistent fighter, Liakhovich. You know, one big issue I put in my keys, I thought he should fight tall, use the jab and a straight right hand. He told us, though, at the fighter meeting, he thinks he'd like to get low and get inside against Briggs. We'll see which plan works, his or the one I laid out, and whether he really does use that plan.
A lot of posing here at the outset. Big concern for Briggs is his weight. The longer this fight goes, his conditioning, timing, and hand speed both being extremely cautious here in the opening minute. Briggs has tried everything to lure Liakhovich into a street fight, and now he finally goes on the attack. Briggs winging with rights, left hooks to the body. And Liakhovich steps back, and a couple of good left hooks to the head by Briggs, then follows it up with two right hands to the midsection. Briggs turning it up. A big right hand to the head by Briggs, looking to end it here. Left-right combination to the head by Briggs. He's got Liakhovich trapped on the ropes in the corner, and this is the absolute worst place Liakhovich wants to be.
Early in this fight, you see how Liakhovich starts with the right hand to the body. All through the last fight against Brewster, Brewster could not counter that right to the body. Briggs just did, and it hurt Liakhovich. I said it in the keys. It's important to do when you fight Liakhovich, and Briggs did it perfectly, right, and it created a big advantage here in round one for him. Good tactical move by Briggs.
Very good start for Brooklyn's Shannon Briggs. And now things settle down after that early barrage by the challenger.
All right, let's break.
Liakhovich isn't a big KO puncher, but normally busier than Briggs, has a more varied arsenal than Briggs. But so far, he's been very, very quiet.
Now, we saw, though, how Liakhovich can get past adversity. And Shannon Briggs, a little careful in how he attacked Liakhovich as he got him in some trouble.
He did it intelligently. Got that left hand down real low, does Briggs.
Well, now Sergey Liakhovich knows Briggs has power, that's for sure, but he felt Brewster's power as well.
Do you think Briggs has as much power or more power than Brewster? Where do you rate those two?
You know, I would have rated Brewster a little bit above him, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Where is my... First thing you done was took yourself to the ropes. Listen to me. I know he's strong, right?
He's not fun.
Okay. Listen to me. When you hit them corners, you get your feet moving and get out of there.
Okay.
Don't get in there, drop your hands, and try to be like him.
Okay.
You ain't him.
Okay.
Liakhovich will throw the right to the body and gets countered with the left hook by Briggs. It's what you need to do against Liakhovich, and it is one of the chinks in Liakhovich's armor. Another look, the right goes below, and there's Briggs countering with the left. It was an instinctive move by Shannon Briggs, and it hurt Sergey Liakhovich.
If Liakhovich trades with Briggs, as he did with Brewster, he could be inviting big trouble as they finally get that mouthpiece.
I'm not going to put up with this again. You guys cleared his corner.
Into Briggs, and you hear Bobby Ferreira, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. Boy, it's taken forever. About 15 seconds extra there to get that mouthpiece into Briggs's mouth. And you heard the lecture by Kenny Weldon in the corner of Liakhovich. He said, first thing it did was put yourself on the ropes. That's the worst place. He says, you're not Shannon Briggs.
The Liakhovich jab, which was such an important weapon against Layman Brewster, there it is, has not been that evident. And remember, these early rounds for Liakhovich, what did I say in the keys? Don't take early risks. His mission is to get this into the 7th round, the 6th round, where presumably, based upon previous experience, Shannon Briggs has not been as effective. There's the jab. Shannon Briggs fights in spurts, and that's just the way he does it. It's the way he's always done it. He does it even more now.
We know also Liakhovich is very tough and can take a punch. He's got a lot of heart. He's a good counter puncher, but he's got to be extra careful against the power of Shannon Briggs, who's being very deliberate right here.
Watch that back punch.
There's that lead
Sergey.
right to the body again by Liakhovich. He's courting trouble when he throws that punch because now Briggs knows he can counter it, and he'll keep trying.
And Liakhovich probably feels he can drop Briggs because Briggs does have a suspect chin and suspect heart. But once again, it would be a mistake to trade with Briggs. Very slow pace now.
Liakhovich doing most of what's been done in this round, using the jab and the double jab, and you would think the right hand would follow shortly.
And there's the left hook upstairs by Liakhovich. Briggs shakes his head as if to say, had no effect on me. And you'll notice Liakhovich carrying his left hand very low. That's a bad American trait.
He's learned.
Yeah, and he's inviting an overhand right, a big right hand by Briggs if he's not careful.
Yeah, Shannon Briggs already, though, slowed his pace so dramatically here.
And you hear the crowd reaction.
But Liakhovich, you know, rightfully concerned about overcommitting and getting countered again. He was hurt when he got countered by Briggs. But he should be using the jab, Liakhovich. That's been a very effective. There it is. He heard me.
He did it on cue. Fans trying to get behind Liakhovich by chanting his name.
Now, mind you, this round is going almost exactly the way Liakhovich would like it to go in these early rounds. He's winning the round and not having to do much, and Briggs is not punching. So, might not be exciting, but for Liakhovich, this works.
Stop.
Our main event here tonight comes from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Liakhovich versus Briggs, off to a slow start.
He's coming back. Now he's starting to drop that left hand early, and we were doting on that.
Which one is that?
He's dropping that left hand down here. So when he's pulling out and coming in, he's open for straight right hands.
I'm trying to time coming in, but I'm waiting too much.
You're waiting too much. Yeah, you're waiting too much, and you're making two moves. If you're going to counter punch, make one move and shoot quick. Okay. But try to time him coming in. Let's pick it up now. Behind the jab. You're starting to come on. Just relax. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We got to go, guys.
Well, they finally got the mouthpiece in this time. Chuck McGregor, former Liakhovich trainer, a longtime resident of the Phoenix area, and a very close friend of Liakhovich's trainer, Kenny Weldon. So Briggs looking for every edge, bringing in his Liakhovich's former trainer to try to get inside Liakhovich's head. But Liakhovich says, hey, I'm a totally different guy today, and it will not give you an advantage.
Briggs trying to start a little faster. It was interesting. Shannon Briggs understood that he waited too long in that last round and didn't really get going. You know, with the 110 rounds of sparring he talked about, when he fought Jameel McCline in 2002, lost the decision. He said he only sparred 17 rounds. Part of it because there just isn't money to pay sparring partners unless you get on this world stage, and sometimes they're not available. We'll see if it has an impact and helps him. Liakhovich has been made very timid by that initial left hook that hurt him. He's thinking to himself, I don't want to overcommit. I want to make sure that I make my punches count.
Has there been a punch thrown in this round?
You know, only a couple. There's a few jabs.
Oh, big body shot there by Liakhovich. Maybe that'll start something.
And they don't want him on the ropes, Liakhovich, as Shannon Briggs comes forward.
And I'm surprised Briggs didn't continue to come forward. He had him on the ropes. He backed off for some reason.
You know, Shannon Briggs is a guy who talks a lot about activity in the ring, but for the most part, as we said, he fights in spurts. He doesn't look to sustain a lot of activity in the ring.
Well, he obviously is just looking for that one big punch,
which he almost had in round one.
But he also knows that Liakhovich has a very good chin. It's very tough to get him down.
And honestly, I would have thought we would have a quicker pace early in this fight. Even though I suggested Liakhovich doesn't want to take risks early in this fight, I still would have thought he would be a little bit more active. But that was slowed by that first round that Briggs had.
Liakhovich inviting Briggs in just now. You see him wink at him and usher him in. He said, all right, come on in. I can take it. But this is one punch at a time, each guy. No sustained action. No combinations. They are not letting their hands go whatsoever.
And certainly from Liakhovich, we saw much more combination punching and activity in the Brewster fight. This is a round that, you know, it's hard to score, except most of the action's been from Liakhovich.
Liakhovich with a left hook upstairs. Again, Briggs just waves it off.
Now, Liakhovich has a better left hook than people think, and he's landing it against Briggs now.
Keep dropping it like that, he's going to start jumping on you in a minute with right hands. And you know what? He don't have to hit you on the head. He can hit you on the shoulder or something, you know. You hit them corners moving. When you near the ropes, you get your left hand up. Okay. Now, offensively, double up your jab. Double up your jab. Okay. And when he goes back like that, keep going. Keep stepping up. And you ain't through.
Great advice by Kenny Weldon. And look how it works. Seeing it pushes Shannon Briggs back. And what he wants is for Liakhovich to take one more step in and see if the right hand will get there. And not a right hand to the body. He was just getting ready to throw, but a right to the head.
And that is great advice because Briggs can be outboxed. You know, he's got the edge and experience over Liakhovich, but he was schooled by George Foreman. Even though Briggs won by controversial decision. The combinations of Franz Botha worked. That was a draw. And he lost to Jamil McCline, but McCline's boxed well against him.
Tall heavyweights who use a jab, follow with the right hand, keep their distance, and fight at their own pace are very tough for Shannon Briggs to deal with.
We haven't seen enough of that good stiff jackhammer ramrod jab of Shannon Briggs. I don't know what he's waiting for there.
Briggs came in at 268. It's much higher than he has before. Look, he looks like an in-shape 268. Make no mistake about it. And he's talked about all the sparring he did. But with all that, he's been very inactive for the most part in this fight, except for round one, in which he hurt Liakhovich and then did go after him to a point.
Briggs spent a couple of big right hand missing by Liakhovich,
and was countered with a left hook by Briggs. I'm not sure that left hook didn't get Liakhovich's attention.
Liakhovich digging to the body now. Soft point jab by Shannon Briggs, having no effect.
Couple of right hands by Briggs, pushes Liakhovich back. And again, he's on the ropes, which is not where they want him to be. See if he can counterpunch off those ropes.
Yeah, Kenny Weldon can't be happy with this.
Liakhovich talking to Briggs, trying to lure him in.
But he's not throwing anything, Briggs. He's got him where he wants him. Liakhovich just a target, a sitting duck. And Briggs did not take advantage. He let him off the hook. So, yes, Liakhovich is trying to draw Briggs in.
Another round in which the punch output is very low for both men, and it makes it a difficult round to score. Briggs landed a couple of good shots. Liakhovich has thrown more punches.
You can do the punch count on one hand in this round. And the crowd continues to be very upset.
Well, in a million years, I didn't expect this slow a pace in this fight. That's really surprising to me on all levels, especially coming off the Brewster match. with Liakhovich.
Briggs starting to open up a little more with the jab. That was 2 good jabs, but he doesn't follow it up. Combination upstairs, left, right to the neck area by Liakhovich.
That's the first combination really he's thrown in this fight, Steve.
Did he say that? Finally, let his hands go with more than 1 punch.
Round. You want him big.
Got it even.
Listen to me.
Now you're coming
Keep
on.
your legs out. Okay? Stop rolling your hands. Stop rolling your hands. Walk him down. Okay? Listen, walk him down. Stop rolling your hands. Put your shoulder up. Walk him down. Sneak that jab in. That 1 down is killing him. Okay? Keep your hands moving. And what's going to happen? You're going to win this motherfucking thing. Okay? So it's your night. You won that round. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Real hard.
Liakhovich trying to use that jab to push Briggs back. They weren't effective, and instead Briggs landed an interesting combination, a double right hand to the body and to the head. And Liakhovich at the end of the round throwing those combinations, he landed a couple. They weren't big punches, and Briggs quick to give the commentary that it wasn't a big punch.
Round 5 scheduled for 12 WBO Heavyweight Championship. It has been a slow pace, for the most part, sort of robotic, mechanical fight. Not a lot of punches being thrown. Let's see if it opens up some more from here.
Very emphatic in Shannon Briggs' corner, of course, for him to be more active. That's pretty obvious, and now he is, and he's landed. They're trading left hooks.
Liakhovich attempting the jab, 2 in a row there, overhand straight right by Briggs, and just kind of grazed Liakhovich.
You know, Shannon Briggs made the point that Liakhovich has a short reach for a big man, 74 inches. He has a big edge in reach, Briggs. And honestly, I didn't think that was going to be as big a factor in this fight as Briggs was suggesting. But can I tell you, it has been. Good left hook by Liakhovich. But I think Liakhovich is having a hard time with the reach issue.
Well, after 4 majority decision to Briggs, Norm Fraunheim, Arizona Republic, Darren Nichols, BoxingTalk.com, William Stickney Jr. from the Houston Chronicle.
I've got it to draw 2 rounds, 38-38. Now there's the right hand from Liakhovich. That punch should be there for him. It has been for every other heavyweight that throws it a lot against Briggs.
But falling short there. He's throwing it from too far out.
You're absolutely right.
Don't you think? And well, you know what? Can't blame him. I mean,
yeah, because he's been countered with that left hook. And again, the reach issue that Briggs talked about may be a factor. So this fight has a few dynamics that are maybe surprising a lot of people, including us.
Liakhovich should better pull his trunks up as well. Starting to slip down.
Well, given the pace this fight is being fought at, it may be favoring Shannon Briggs in terms of how well he can do in the later rounds because he hasn't had to fight at a big pace. Briggs' hands are so low, it's ridiculous. Liakhovich throwing nothing, worried about being countered.
The only thing is, if Briggs is doing sort of an anti-strategy thing here, everybody, of course, thinks he was going to try to take Liakhovich out early. He may be around in the later rounds because of this pace, but it's going to be totally non-entertaining. It's not going to win fans, and he's going to try to get the W, but it's going to be at a cost.
And Liakhovich himself contributing to this, not very active, although in this round most of the punches thrown by Liakhovich. He's landed some left hooks and some jabs, etc. So he's throwing more punches than Briggs, make no mistake about that, but that's damning with faint praise.
Crisp left hook there on the inside by Liakhovich near the bell. More displeasure from the crowd. The girlfriend of Shannon Briggs, Alana Wilson. All smiles. And there is Irina, the wife of Sergey Liakhovich. Very tense.
Breathe. breathe.
Hold him down.
You let him back in with this round, all right? So let's get this.
You get that 10 seconds, you gotta get to the ring. I don't want to catch him in the corner, okay?
Yes, sir.
If I let the guy come,
He's breaking down and he's waiting. But you've got to turn up the middle on it. Up the middle.
So far, not very much to turn the crowd on here. There was just one flurry in the opening round by Shannon Briggs. Liakhovich able to escape that barrage, but since that point, it has been quite boring.
Now, the conventional wisdom is that we're headed into rounds in which Liakhovich can get some things done, and he starts here in round 6. Let's see if he picks up the pace, and let's see if Briggs can respond.
Just now, a good left-right combination upstairs by Liakhovich.
The jab, a punch that Liakhovich has, when he uses it, is effective, and he's getting that left hook in pretty well, but it's more of a roundhouse hook.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, because if it's too wide and looping, Briggs can counter with a straight right hand right down the middle, and that's what they want to see from Briggs.
You can feel Liakhovich, though, picking up the pace a bit, and you can feel him zeroing in to land a few more punches. Very hard to walk in and win the heavyweight title as a challenger without throwing many punches.
Double left hook there by Shannon Briggs, a rare combination from him.
Kenny Weldon asking Liakhovich to be more active, and he has been. There's that right to the body, and immediately Briggs tries to counter with the hook. That was what hurt Liakhovich in round 1.
And that hook was a sensational weapon for Lehman Brewster last April against Liakhovich.
Yeah, and though he never did find a way to really counter off that right to the body as much as he might have. These rounds are difficult. Certainly more action from Liakhovich, and probably he's winning this round, but it's not impressive.
Briggs with his left hand down by his hip.
He's almost begging Liakhovich to try and throw the right, thinking he can counter.
I think you're right. He's trying to suck him right in. There may be a method to his madness here.
You know, surprisingly, the one weapon that really has worked for Liakhovich has been the hook. I mean, he's been able to get that punch in pretty regularly in this match. It worked well against Brewster as well, but Brewster, a much smaller, kind of squattish fighter where the left hook can get in.
The sport that really comes to mind here, if this is a sport, is chess.
You know, left hook again by Liakhovich. The pattern that's emerging here is when he can get in position to throw that punch, Briggs just can't seem to stop it. And it's the punch that has won this round for him.
It's just a pointing jab by Shannon Briggs that has no effect, and we've seen a lot better from him with the jab. This is a good jab by Liakhovich. He doubled it up just before the bell. I don't know what Briggs was thinking in that round. The roof is open here at Chase Field. Beautiful sight from downtown Phoenix, Arizona. With a full moon. Look out, Al. Strange things happen when there's a full moon. Full moon over Phoenix.
Just don't get too brave. And look, when you throw something at him and he backs up, you keep going.
He's open.
He cannot do nothing.
Well,
with
take
his
it,
feet.
man. Take it, it's cool.
No, you don't be taking nobody right now. Take the time. You get a chance, you take him. Otherwise, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Those were the best words of the night from Liakhovich to Weldon. Don't worry about it. Well, let's see if he can back that up.
And Stitch Duran, who spoke saying take him, I don't think he meant it exactly the way he said it, but Kenny Weldon didn't want to leave any doubt. Did not want his man going after Briggs right now. He wants him doing exactly what he's doing and then looking for an opportunity. It might not make for scintillating boxing, and it's not exactly, but for him right now, it's probably the best strategy.
Al, that was the best action of the night in that corner.
At least we saw something adversarial for a moment.
Two cornermen at odds. Briggs just standing there and just waving his left hand out, and nothing's happening.
Well, you see the scoring and how close it's become. A draw with on 2 of the scorecards with Liakhovich ahead. I have Liakhovich ahead by 2 points now in this fight. 58-56. I agree with Darren Nichols. Now Liakhovich is jabbing to the body. He could jab to the body and then come to the head with that jab, which is what Kenny Weldon is suggesting.
And Liakhovich is unleashing a left hook, but it's being totally telegraphed. Very easy to block. A wide looping punt. Got to tighten it up over the top there, right hand.
There's the jab by Liakhovich. Finally a right hand that landed by Liakhovich. You know, even though those left hooks are not very consequential, some of them are getting in, and there's so little coming from Shannon Briggs that Liakhovich is starting to pile up some rounds.
I just don't know what he's waiting for.
I know.
Now he's talking. Shannon.
And you know, these are the rounds where Shannon Briggs traditionally has gotten more done in earlier rounds, and he got the only round in which he got a lot done in was round 1, even though he won one other round for sure. And Liakhovich himself not being super active, but doing enough to probably take these rounds.
Red welt forming on the forehead, the left side of Liakhovich.
Nice combination by Liakhovich. He certainly has the ability to throw those kind of combinations.
But nobody's really taking the initiative here.
I think that's the understatement of the decade.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
It's just unbelievable.
For Liakhovich, tactically, this is correct, and it's working very, very well. Just isn't scintillating.
But now this is a heavyweight championship of the world. It's an amazing stage. What an opportunity for somebody, especially in the current climate of the heavyweight division. Very unsettled, very wide open. Why somebody wouldn't want to take the initiative. Well, next month on Showtime, 2 standout welterweights will co-headline from Atlantic City, undefeated Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito. Looking forward to seeing those guys.
Very much so. Cotto always in exciting fights. Margarito as well. They're very, very action fighters, and they're fighting 2 very, very, very good fighters. And for Cotto, a step up to try and win a welterweight title. So that should be a lot of fun.
That's December 2nd from Atlantic City.
Okay? Hands up, and don't give him that around there. Slide the other way. Slide over. Let me out of here.
Well, in round 7 against Briggs, Liakhovich threw 18 left hands and 6 rights, and he was the busier of the 2 fighters and probably won the round.
Yeah, Liakhovich has won these last 3 rounds right in a row because Briggs has been so inactive, and he's been able to land, you know, a certain number of punches.
Liakhovich trying to dig to the body there with the right. Liakhovich is starting to pick up the pace a little. The amazing thing is it was almost a frenetic pace against Brewster back in April.
Staggering fight. I mean,
for heavyweights?
Yeah, fight of the year. It was fought at a very brisk pace and with a lot of skill, and this one is different.
Totally.
And you know, this fight turned in round 1 because Briggs hurt him with that counter left hook, and it made Liakhovich certainly more tentative and more tactical, and Shannon Briggs himself has done very little.
Now, what puzzles me, irks me, I don't know. Briggs has waited 8 years for this second shot at the heavyweight title. The loss to Lennox Lewis back in 1998. Why is he not showing more fire?
You would think, because to count on one big punch, very tough, because he landed a big punch in round 1 and Liakhovich was able to get through it. He's, you know, Liakhovich is a resilient fighter, so you can't rely on one punch. And yes, Shannon Briggs is fighting a very passive fight. When he does throw, he lands.
He's got to take more risks.
Of course, stamina has always been an issue with him. He talked about asthma that has dogged him and preparation. Now Briggs is throwing the jab, doing a little more in this round. So he's had a better round 8.
Briggs completely flat-footed. Every once in a while he whisks the hook.
It's almost as if Shannon Briggs is loading up to throw a jab, which is odd. But he has been more aggressive in this round. And Shannon Briggs is winning this round. There's no question about it. He's landed some pretty good punches, but then he stops. Great left hook. That hurt Liakhovich.
Yes, it did.
And it was because Liakhovich tried that right to the body. Now, why doesn't Briggs go after him?
Yeah, he doesn't follow it up.
That's in the back of the head. I told you before. Okay.
A warning from Bobby Ferreira for the rabbit punch to Briggs. Local ref Bobby Ferreira from Tucson, his 25th world title fight, his first heavyweight championship.
That's what we need. Let's stop some action when it starts. Well, big round for Shannon Briggs. First, big certainly in terms of the way this fight has gone. And he reminded Liakhovich that he can hurt him, but then he didn't go after him.
Liakhovich just walked into one.
Stop.
So a little more aggression, not much, but enough for Briggs. Perhaps to take that round.
Lost the round, but it was a very close round. It could go either way. Look. Why do you think, let me ask you, why do you think you can keep dropping your hand like that for 12 rounds and not get hit with a right hand? You know what? Hey, double up your jab. When you move his feet backwards, you shove him backwards and go get him.
Shannon Briggs able to get a left and a right hand in against Liakhovich. Briggs hurt him on a couple of occasions, I thought, in that round. Briggs from up top using the jab a little bit in this round. And there's the left hook that hurt Liakhovich. He dropped his right hand, and Briggs whacked him with a very, very good left hook. Briggs should be throwing that left hook a lot more. He can land it.
Stop.
He should be doing a lot of things.
Okay.
If this continues, Al, a heavyweight title fight that will not go into a time capsule.
No, and you know, the heavyweight division has taken its share of beating, but we've had several really great heavyweight fights this year. Certainly the Brewster Liakhovich fight, the Rahman Moskov, and obviously Tony Peters. So there have been some good fights. This one, however, is not one of them.
That left jab, by the way, by Shannon Briggs, pushed Liakhovich back. Therefore, why don't we see it more often?
Yeah, you would think.
And he sees it works. There it is.
Briggs has a clear edge of power in this fight. He's been able to hurt Liakhovich on several different occasions.
And we've said this before in other fights. Briggs' left jab is as strong as a lot of guys' rights.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
Oh, there's
Big
a right hand by Briggs.
Wow.
That got Sergei's attention. Liakhovich comes back. Maybe he needed a wake-up call.
Now that looked Liakhovich-Brewster-like, didn't it?
Yes, just for a moment. But now they go back to standing still. Little spurts.
And I'm really surprised from Liakhovich's standpoint because his punch output in these last two fights against Dominic Wynn and in the Brewster fight, much more. And you would think when he gets in this kind of position, he would be throwing more often.
And you could just
hear
the
let go, both of you. Come on, back up.
Frustration of his trainer, Kenny Weldon.
But this is another round that I would give to Shannon Briggs so far, unless Liakhovich starts to put on the gas, because Briggs has landed some very good punches, although there's a long time left, over a minute.
Stop. Come on, break.
Briggs is really sucking wind right now, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And this fight is there for Shannon Briggs to win. He'll look at this. He will look at this videotape, and he should feel very, very distressed if he ends up losing this fight.
Left hook upstairs to the head by Liakhovich. Right hand missed.
Very close round here, and maybe a pivotal round here in round 9.
Scheduled for 12 for the WBO heavyweight title.
This round, like the fight, is there to be taken. Briggs pawing instead of throwing real punches there.
Stop. Put your trucks up, Siarhei.
Get your breathing. Get your breathing. You got him. He's breaking down. Get your breathing.
Full circle.
Get your breathing. Get your breathing. Okay, you got it. Yeah, breathe slow. No water yet. You got 9 minutes to get this title. 9 minutes, and you're behind. But you can
Think speed. Stop trying to think power.
Okay.
You're not going to knock this guy out. Okay? You think speed. You win these rounds. You get that left hand up.
Okay.
Get it up. Come on, man. All right.
Early on in the round, it'd be a chopping right hand, a countering right hand by Briggs that rocks Liakhovich. And then that digs that left hook to the body. Later in the round, Liakhovich able to get some things done on the inside. Pushes him back with the combination, not everything landing, but something getting there. And that speaks to what Kenny Weldon said. Think speed, not power.
Sage advice from Kenny Weldon. Briggs is 2-1-1 with a knockout in fights that have gone 10 rounds or more. Liakhovich, 3-0, all wins by decision.
You know, the scoring in this fight could be widely divergent. It really could, because these rounds have been, when there are passive rounds, it's very hard to tell. That last round, a very difficult one to score. They want the jab from Liakhovich, and he obliges them to the body.
Kenny Weldon tells him, you're not going to knock this guy out, so box.
Well, you know, the advice to Briggs that he is behind and he better go after him, I thought was cogent. He may or may not be behind, but the sense is he might be by a couple points. And in any case, he hasn't done enough.
Who would have thought that Shannon Briggs would have a possibility of winning on points?
Yeah, exactly. And there's another counter right hand. Now from close range, when Liakhovich is there, Briggs can counter that left hook with his own right.
Most of the pundits going in figured if Briggs is going to win this fight, it's going to be by, a knockout early to mid. And if Liakhovich was going to win, it would be by, either a late hard body shot by Briggs, late stoppage or on points. Nice combination upstairs by Liakhovich.
Where has that been? Liakhovich, that's exactly what we expected from Liakhovich. He has thrown so few combinations in this fight.
Right, left from a long way out by Liakhovich. He made some contact, and now those are from close range and much more effective. Liakhovich winning this round with a tactical approach. Good job by Liakhovich here.
And those are combinations. That's why he's landing them. He landed some great shots there. Briggs didn't go anywhere, so Kenny Weldon may be right. He's not going to knock him out, but the combinations are the answer. He's landing what he's throwing now, and Briggs not responding.
Briggs has been down in his career at least 5 times. 3 of those times in his last title fight against Lennox Lewis. One by Darrell Wilson, one time by Jamil McCline.
Steve, you know what's significant here? Liakhovich is standing right in front of Briggs and trading, and Briggs isn't really throwing power punches. He had a lot of opportunities, Briggs did, to land power punches there, and he didn't. So that may be a sign of his fatigue.
Briggs 47-4-1 with 41 knockouts, a 14-year pro. Liakhovich 23-1, 14 knockouts, 7.5-year pro. Liakhovich's only loss to Maurice Harris. And that was back in 2002. And it was by 9th round knockout.
Break, stop.
little adjustment right now. You know what that is? Get your weight back and start double and triple jabbing. Don't single jab this guy. Don't single jab him to the body. Don't single jab him to the head. You got to get your feet up there. That's what you're doing. You're starting to.
Shannon Briggs able to counter Liakhovich. Liakhovich throws the left hook, and there's the countering right hand over the top. Briggs has countered effectively in this match on a number of occasions. But here's the combination punching from Liakhovich. Landing the right hand after the left hook, and then there's the jab. And he was able to land some very effective combinations during the course of that round, and a couple that looked like they might even have hurt Briggs.
Come on. Deep breath.
Time is running out for Shannon Briggs, nearing the age of 35. He'll be 35 in exactly 30 days as we enter the championship rounds.
Time. Come on. Come on, you got to get this. Chuck, come on, get this corner going better here.
He forgot to put the mouthpiece in.
Come on.
Briggs went out without the mouthpiece. Boy, the last time we saw that happen, it involved another guy from Brooklyn. Now, do I dare even bring it up?
The famous fight in which the mouthpiece wasn't necessary for him. I'm sure that was not Shannon Briggs' intent.
From the same hometown, Brownsville, Brooklyn, is Mike Tyson.
There's another counter left hook by Briggs. Now here we are in round number 11, and again the urgency for Shannon Briggs is to make something happen, and yet you don't feel the sense of it from him.
Oh, big wicked right hand that nailed Liakhovich.
Now why wouldn't he follow up right now?
He just stayed there. There's a big right hand again.
Liakhovich is hurt.
Can Briggs follow it up? Liakhovich battling back, though. He is fighting hurt, though. Liakhovich with some action. Nailed the Briggs on the chin.
Liakhovich is really doing the wrong thing, standing right in front of Briggs and exchanging, but it's created interesting moments.
But stamina has obviously an issue here for Shannon Briggs. We're in round 11. He just can't follow it up.
I mean, he's done enough to put himself ahead in this round, but when he did have Liakhovich stunned, and clearly he did, he just couldn't go after him.
Wild miss by Liakhovich, going for broke there.
Break. Come on, let's go. Back up.
We thought that if we were in the 11th round, Liakhovich would probably be ahead by points. That may be true, but it's the way it's happened that has made it less appetizing and surprising in many respects.
Less appetizing, the operative phrase.
And you know, with Briggs' hands so low, you would think Liakhovich could get something done.
Yeah, I mean, he's just inviting that overhand right is Briggs.
And the jab, the double jabs that Kenny Weldon has talked about. Liakhovich concerned about being countered, of course, but you have to initiate something.
Final 20 seconds of the 11th round. Liakhovich with a roundhouse right that missed big.
Getting out. Okay. This guy's too strong for you to stay in there with like that. You understand?
Okay.
No, I think we got an even fight, or you may be a little bit ahead. I can't tell. But one thing's for sure: if you keep throwing stupid punches, if you keep throwing stupid punches, we lose. Okay? All right.
You hear me? You got to knock him out. So it's your choice. You got the call.
Okay.
You're in here.
Listen,
Suck it
strong
up.
right now. You're strong.
You're strong. He's not.
You're strong.
You got to answer him back. Go balls to the wall. Go balls to the wall. Show him what you're made of, son.
In a very distasteful heavyweight championship fight, Kenny Weldon is right. This one's too close to call. You just don't know who's ahead. But he's very upset with Liakhovich, who's just been so reckless here. He's just got to tighten it up. He's got to jab and box.
And interestingly, in Briggs' corner, they feel he needs a knockout to win. Now, I have Liakhovich ahead by a couple of points, but it's very, very close. Oh, nice right hand counter right by Briggs.
I think the fists came together on that one.
Liakhovich is staying right in Briggs' wheelhouse. Not using the jab. He's giving Briggs an opportunity. He's right in the wheelhouse for Briggs.
I mean, both guys have to be thinking going into this round, this thing is just too close. Nobody really knows who's ahead, and therefore, I really have to get going here.
Liakhovich is doing exactly what Kenny Weldon didn't want him to do. Kind of languishing on the inside. He just got hit with another hook when he threw it right to the body, Liakhovich.
Tight along press row.
I have Liakhovich by 2 points, so I'm with one of the judges.
Split decision to Liakhovich.
Liakhovich getting whacked, but he throws an excellent left hook.
There's a nice left-right combination by Liakhovich.
Someone could go down in this round, I'm telling you.
Well, they're both so tired right now, very fatigued. It is likely it could happen.
And so, because they're landing a couple of significant shots.
Ooh, big left hand there by Briggs. Pushed Liakhovich back.
And a knockdown in this round would be significant in the scoring, needless to say.
Body shot by Liakhovich.
Very close, 12th round.
We approach the final minute of this fight.
Briggs with a beautiful counter right hand. Another one. Every time Liakhovich initiates now, Briggs is countering, and he just did it again and will not go after Liakhovich.
Liakhovich off balance momentarily. He stepped on Briggs' foot. There's a big right hand by Briggs, backing Liakhovich up.
Shannon Briggs has this moment right now in front of him. If he fails to take advantage of it, loses this fight, he will rue this moment the rest of his life.
And he's got the time. He's got 40 seconds. But he is really gasping. Big right hand by Briggs. Looking to follow it up with a left. The right, down goes Liakhovich through the ropes.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come here. Come here. Put your hands up. You all right? Sure.
It took till the 12th round for Briggs to finally have this breakthrough.
He's got to survive.
Can Liakhovich make it to the end?
Watch the back of the head.
Oh, look out. Liakhovich down through the ropes onto the scorer's table. It's all over. Bobby Ferreira is waving it off. Ferreira is waving it off. And a dazed Sergey Liakhovich is stuck between the officials' table and the ring. And Shannon Briggs has won by TKO. After a list